What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Essentials Braniac. Here we do have Braniac in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Braniac posing out of the packaging now. Unfortunately, Braniac here does not come with any accessories, which is a shame because Braniac really doesn't seem like a character that I would want to have fists on. I would have preferred like open hands or just something like a grasping hand, just something to make him look menacing, because fist hands on Braniac, I really don't see him punching his way out of issues or problems, and that's probably the biggest complaint I have about this figure is we get no alternate accessories, no extra hands, no head, no tentacles. It's just a little bit of a shame that we didn't get anything with this Braniac. You see, it's done really, really well, and that's a bit of a shame that we don't have any accessories. So with that out of the way, let's actually have a look at Braniac's details. And so here we have a closer look at Braniac, and I have to say, DC Collectibles did a really good job with this figure. Now, all these little dots you see on his head, they are sculpted on, they're not just painted, and I really do love when they go the extra mile sculpting pieces onto the head rather than just painting them. So a really good job there. Kudos to DC Collectibles for actually doing that. Now, unfortunately, all his suit is painted on. There's no raised details. There's virtually nothing that separates this body from all the other bodies that we've seen, with the exception of Aquaman. Aquaman had a really unique body. It would have been nice if all the little dots on Braniac and all these pink parts were raised. That would have added so much to this figure. Or at least just ports so we could put in tentacles, because Braniac's known for tentacles, and I don't know why we just have a static Braniac. It just... something feels really, really off about it. Now, I do like the colors in his costume. You can see he actually has a really glossy black right here. And then we have a really dark gray right here in contrast with the white and the pink, so that really does work. His sleeves, you can see, uses that gray, and then the top of his sleeve, we have that glossy black, so I do like that. The paint is really okay on Braniac for the most part. There are some parts where you can see it is a little fuzzy, like right here in his abdomen. But it's overall still a really nice figure. Now, there are a little bit of spots here and there where it might be green plastic, it might just be rub off, I don't know what it is. But we have more of that gray going down his legs. On his knees we have the white with the pink. Again, would have liked to see these sculpted, but you know, what are you going to do? It's a pretty good figure nonetheless. His boots are one of the highlights of this figure. Now, he is using the same boots Black Manta and Batman used. However, I really do love the glossy black. Now, if only these little details were sculpted, that would have been much better. But as it stands, still a really, really nicely painted figure. So with his details out of the way, let's actually have a comparison with a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Braniac posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Braniac posed next to a DC Universe Classic Superman and a Power Rangers Legacy Green Ranger. And finally, here we have Braniac posed next to the Essential Superman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Braniac's articulation. Now, he does have the same articulation that we've seen in all the Essentials figures. If you don't know what that is, let's run through it really fast. He does have a ball joint in the head, although we don't get too much up and down movement on that ball joint, and we get virtually no tilt, but we do get a left and right swivel there. His neck is on a hinge, and it's a really stiff joint, but he can look up, and can't really look down on mine. That's probably just stuck. A little heat is going to loosen that up really quickly. Arms on a ball joint go out to about there. Do a full 360. He swivels at the bicep, double jointed in the elbow, no issues there. He does swivel and bend at the wrist. We do have an ab crunch which goes back about that far, goes forward about that far. He does swivel at the waist. Legs do go forward to about there. They go back, and then they go all the way out. We get a swivel at the thigh, double bend in the knee, swivel at the boot, swivel here at the ankle, and then we also do get a hinge and a pivot, so you can actually get his ankle in a pretty good position to be outward like that. So overall, really loving the articulation on the Essentials line. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get this guy posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Braniac posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really nice figure. Nice is all I can really say about him. The fact that he is lacking accessories, it really does make posing him kind of difficult. You're either going to have him standing in a vanilla pose, or you're going to find something for him to do with his arms, but it just doesn't feel much like Braniac when he's using his arms, at least in my opinion. This figure really could have done with some added accessories, some tentacles, alternate hands, just something to give him more than a museum pose or waiting for the bus. I still recommend this figure if you're a fan of the Essentials line or just really like this design of Braniac. He's a really nice figure, and he is a nice addition to your Essentials collection if you are collecting the line. Or if you don't have a Braniac in your collection, this is a really nice figure to own. Now, I was actually lucky enough to find my Braniac at one of my local comic book stores, so huge shout out to Black Sheep Comics for getting this figure out to me so I could review it for you guys. The Essentials line is going to run you about $25, $28, and that just depends on which store you go pick it up at. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC collectible reviews. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.